Flosstube, it's Janet with Janet Jabber. I'm coming at you with episode 297. If you're new to my channel, this is Channel Block Cross Stitch, so I hope you like what you see. Please subscribe, comment, and do the YouTube things. If you're a returning friend, thank you so much for coming back to see what we have going on this week. I have some goodness to share, so it's out with the May and in with the new June. It's the changing of the month. I have Opie here. I started to key up. And he was like, I want to come over and see what's going on, Mom. And Ollie is not too far behind here. Birds are chirping out the window. It is the whole gamut of the animals today. So the other dogs are resting in the other room. I just took them on a lap around our trail that's over here. So it's like a 1.6 mile walk. So hopefully they're tired and quiet during this whole recording. And we're getting on with this. So at the beginning, I always mention that in my description box below, I have a link to a Google form, which lets you fill out a Happy Mail form. I use that to send out Happy Mail once a month. I just love sending out a little goodness. It allows you to get something besides, I usually say something besides bills or junk mail, but like most of my bills don't even come in the mail anymore. They come in my email. So now my email is junk mail, but I don't know. I like to send out a little happy mail. So if you'd like to potentially see that, fill it out. With that, something else I like to do on this channel is a featured friend. And our featured friend this time is Jennifer. And in my email from her where she showed her stuff, she also mentioned to me she's a new floss tuber. So I'm going to link her in the description box below. I'm going to put her name here. It is Ladybug Jen _stitches. And she has a couple of floss tubes out, and I started to watch it, and then my husband asked me to watch a movie with him. So I will get back to you, Jennifer, I promise. But here is her finish that she's sharing with us. It is a Stationery Addict by the Love Dove Designs. It's called, she used the called for colors on 14 count Aida in a cream. It is super cute. And I love how you finished that. So thank you very much for sharing that with us, Jennifer. I appreciate it greatly. If you have something that you would also like to share, please send it on over to janetjabber@gmail.com. We love sharing it. People love seeing the different pieces of work. It opens our minds to other designs out there or other ways to finish or all the things. So share away. And I love sharing other people's work on this channel. So please share away. With that, we're going to get into what I have done this week. I have 3 finishes for you, and I have about 5 pieces I've stitched on, and we'll talk about my June plans. So, and then some personal life at the end. So it'll probably be a short and sweet one again. It's just that time of the year, and things are moving and shaking quite a bit around here. I am trying to keep the cat off of my stitching. The dog is like wanting to, I don't know what it's wanting to do, but we're going to show. So the first thing you had not seen before, so it's a start and a finish since I've seen you last. At the end of the month, I usually drop in a couple real quick smalls. So this is Quirky Quakes Flamingo from Darlene and Whimsy. I did not use the called for. I pulled the DMC that they recommended and then just pulled some specialty flosses from my stash that are not normally called for. And like, you know, the ones that you get in like specialty boxes, so they're not ever called for in designs. So that's what I did for that one. Turned out super cute. I'm like with animals everywhere, I have to figure out where to do some stuff one-handed around here. The next one I have for is my Little Stitch, the Little Stitchers, I think that's what it's called, the Little Stitchers. It's the little birds that I'm doing every single month. This is the May one. They're usually super quick. It's like a 58 by 40. So, but there can be like 10 colors in them, but still, I love doing them. I plan on eventually doing all these in a little pillow. I know the seam, I don't iron, but it'll be cute. And the next one I told you was probably going to be a finish because I was just down to the alphabet. I was pretty confident. Well, I think it was down to the alphabet. Almost. I think it doesn't matter. It's finished. As I'm rambling with you, I'm trying to put things out and navigate this dog who wants to sit here. This is my Sampler Seasons Spring I love it. I was asking Candy the 614 Stitcher on what color. This light pink here, on here you can't see it very well. In real life you can see it better. But I was trying to decide between the dark pink and the light pink, and I thought she was like, the dark is going to make it heavy in that corner, and I agreed with her. So I did the light pink, and I promise you it's a lot easier to see in real life than it is what you're seeing on the camera there. But I love it. And the first day of summer is not until later this month, like the 20th. So I am not going to have, a seasonal stitch that I'm working on until later this month. So the next one, I thought I would start on Chronic before I saw you next, but I did not. I did finish off all the DMC stitching, so when I do see you next, there will be Chronic on it. But I did stitch on my Queen. I just finished all the DMC. This is where my Queen of Freedom is. And so I had kind of lazy stitching this week, to be honest with you. And what I mean by that is, you're gonna hear tip tap. Oh, he got down and he's eating some of the cat food. I did the DMC in these 4 little tassel things, but it is ready 100% for me to start doing the Chronic, and I'm ready. I'm mentally ready now. Last week was my husband took a 2-week vacation, and last week was his 2nd week. So I had a week with him, and then he had an additional week. And so things were just like not the normal around here. And because of that, it was just not the normal. So this week we'd be back to normal. So, and I don't have appointments and stuff like that. So I just feel like my morning, I stitch on that every day before I like jump into my day, and I'll be able to do that in a more calm state now. I constantly was like going, oh my gosh, how is retirement going to work? I mean, he's still going to work for the next 4.5 years because he can't retire until he's 60. But I'm like, whoo, we got some learning to do together. My next piece that I stitched on, I just put like a few hundred stitches in it. I know that when I get going, it will go, but I'm still at that get going stage of this. So this is a Bothy Threads. It's my Posy stitch. This shoe is gorgeous. And I am still in that like fiddly stitching part of it. So I had to do a tiny bit of ripping out and then putting back in. So I kind of worked a little bit up this way, and then, well, I had to rip out here and then put back in, and then I started coming down the heel part of it. So it's not very impressive yet, but I'm okay knowing that I'm still in the fiddly part of it. And that's okay. It's a pretty flower. This next one, again, is just, it's just all about it right now. And it is coming along so gorgeously. And this is my Elf Tree by Soda Stitch. And I think I put in another 1,000 stitches in it since I saw you last. So it is definitely beast mode. And I know, because I see the piece on the other end, that like the back stitching when this pops is gonna pop this thing, but I'm still building that tree trunk. I know I have another branch here, and I know another branch here, almost to the bottom. There's stuff going on here, but I'm loving it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I always think about Jordan the Tattoo Stitcher giving this up, because I had watched Jordan and Rogue Mama Stitches for years and stitch on Soda Stitches, and I was like, I need to do that, but then I never could like pick one. So when she abandoned that, and I was like, yes, I would do it. I'm so grateful. So grateful. The next piece that I stitched on, this was my last piece for Mental Health May, and I did not finish it, but I think I'm going to continue on with it and just work on this every day. Maybe this will be the piece I stitch on every day until the first day of summer when I pick up my next sampler one. But this is the 25 Collector's Heart, and I changed it away from the red color, and I am changed it to a yellow version of it. And it is looking so good. I don't know how many stitches I got into it, but I know, wrinkly, wrinkly. I love who you are. It is doing so good. And I know it's weird. The yellows, some of the yellows, you just can't really tell a lot. And then as I get them in there, I'm like, oh, you can tell. But I'm fine. I love my version of it. When I laid them out, there was definitely a variation between them. So loving how that is looking. And one last thing to show you. I had told you I was behind on my butterfly Afghan. So I really owed it 1,000 stitches. And happily, that's what I did yesterday as my husband and I were watching movies. 1,043 stitches were acquired on this. So I'm happy with it. Super happy with it. I may try to get in another 1,000 stitches this coming Sunday so I'm ahead, because when I go to StitchCon, I won't get my 500 stitches on it that Sunday that I travel back home. But loving how it's working. I believe I counted 5. That is 5. I think I have, including this one, there was 5. So 4 completely empty blocks on this Afghan. And I would love, the goal is to get that done this year. That has been a beast and on my radar for a while for a finish on that. So that is my stitching for this week. I have June plans to talk to you about, just to tell you kind of what my thoughts are. And then kind of my personal stuff. Hopefully Opie is going to be quiet. He's at the cat gate looking out. And if there's a weird break, it's going to be because of Opie. But for June plans, I do Jessie Marie Does Stuff's Whip Go, and then I also do Sammy J's Whip-A-Gory. So for Whip Go, this year I did my board with the alphabet. So my alphabet this time was T and V, and I am pulling T, Taylor Swift, and what an amazing story. I am a Swiftie. I have always loved her music and sang along, but I wasn't like a hardcore Swiftie. But then Melina from Count Twice, Stitch Once, I love her, and I fell in love with Taylor Swift via listening to and falling down rabbit holes, and then watching it was just a whole thing. And so, no, if you're not a Swiftie, you don't care, and you're like, I'm here for the cross stitch. But what an amazing thing of watching her. I have always been a working woman, and you know, I don't know how to explain this. Like, this is sounding wrong. We have the power in ourselves to do the things that we need to do. I have always been like, pull your boots up, move on with it. Somebody knocks us down, okay, I just get up again. I have been knocked down. I have had stories to tell that, you know, it's just part of my story, part of my journey. I've always said these kind of things. I have had nasty things happen to me, and I really have lived to try to not hold hate in my heart in regards to that, because I personally believe that hate in my heart can grow cancer in my life. Or negativity in my life. And so I just kind of have always been like, they used to tell me that I was like a duck. I would just let that stuff roll off. And things can catch me. I mean, it can snag me for a minute, but eventually I kind of like try to just let it go. That being said, the power to watch this powerhouse of a woman work her tail off for the Eras Tour that brought so much entertainment and love and brought so many people together. And she performed during rainstorms. She performed when she was sick. I saw audio tours of her, you know, her cast member giving her a drink of water, wiping her nose, and she'd get right back out there and sing. And because of that, the revenue that she was able to acquire, and I would give her the $20 all day long in order to own her own story. That was like the thing that came away this last week. So, of course, when my numbers were called and I was like, Taylor Swift, I'm bringing my Taylor Swift piece out. That's all that little story was to tell you. The next thing that letter I had was V, and I am pulling out my Sunflower Fairy for Valdani threads. So that is my whip go. Back to stitching. Circle it back, Janet. And then for Sammy J's, I have this graphic here that Sammy J shared. And what I am stitching on for Has Words, I am stitching Gather Together, because that is just, you know, that's we work best when we gather together. For Geographics, I am doing Healing Earth, which is a Carolyn Manning piece that I started at my last retreat. For a Sal, I am doing Put a Bird on It. I am chunking that up with Sunshine Stitchers from EJ from Sunshine Stitchers. For large, I'm double dipping and doing Taylor Swift, because I can't I can't praise her enough. And for holiday, I am doing Mrs. Claus because what a powerhouse of a woman that also lifts her man up and helps him do his thing. So lets him shine bright. So that is what I'm doing. My focus for the month, clearly I am going to, as I mentioned, 2025 Collector's Heart. I'm going to work on that. And then I will be starting the summer sampler, season sampler when it comes out. So I need to get that prepped and ready. I always do 3 smalls every single month. My mini village, I do a little bird and I do a Quaker. So those will come out at the end of the month. And then I always put in stitches on Dog's Declaration by Ink Circles, and I always put in stitches on a Christmas gingerbread village by Little Fox Stitches. So those are definitely plans for June of what I plan to do. And then that's my stitching. So if that's all you're here for, that's what I got. What else I did this last week is my sister and I on Friday did 6 quilt shops on the quilt shop hop in Indiana. So we left like at 6:30 in the morning, and it was a 12-hour day. And it was an adventure. It was good sister time, always when you're in a car telling stories, seeing things. We had good travels on the way home. We had 0 traffic jams until on Highway 70 on the way home. All of a sudden, it was like 10 minutes of traffic. And when we got up to it, there was 2 police cars stopped, and there was no wreck. And my sister looks over, and she was like, "What?" And I like rubbernecked. And this is what we saw in the medium. This is not a picture of it. This is just a reenactment of, there was a billy goat in the median, and the cops were like there to like, I guess in case he started moving, they were gonna like walk it across the highway. I don't know. It was amazing. I've never seen that in the wild in here, you know, so that was kind of cool. Over the weekend, my daughter had a bridal shower. Bridal shower she had to go to. My son-in-law had a Land Rover event he was going to. So Jeff and I had Henry time, and it was so cute to just have Henry time here. I have a picture with just Henry. I did see Ozzy this weekend, but I didn't like snap a picture. But Henry was like such a little jewel to be like, oh, I'm the center of attention. I get all the toys and I don't have to share. He loved it. Other than that, my friend Beth invited me. She's invited me in the past to this book club that she does. And I was like, oh, wait, I'm going to have time. I think I can do this. Like, wait, I got the details to gather, but I'm excited about joining a book club, and I don't really know the details. She sent me the book that they just finished, and I added that to my Libby app. But the book that they're gonna do is not on my Libby available, so I may have to like join a different one. Like either I have to read a real hard book, or I can listen to the book. Currently, I'm still like super busy, so I don't know. I gotta get details. Hopefully I can like listen to the book instead of like necessarily read the hard book. But I do know I'm not going to use Audible. I'm going to use, I'm going to put this picture in here. A girl told me about this. I think I've mentioned it on here before. If not, a friend told me about this app to where like a local library gets the money from me. Not a library, a local bookstore. So, and I have a locally owned bookstore, a little tiny bookstore in the town south of me, that would get the credits, aka money, for me being a monthly person that buys audiobooks. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. And this coming Saturday, I am in Run Wild 5K with Lizzie Colton and the Grands, and I think there's other people coming to it also. So all of that's coming up this week. So a relaxed week-ish, no appointments, but I have a 5K this coming week. Jeff goes back to work, so there's that. My replacement at work is supposed to show up this week. So what am I supposed to do for the next 60 days? I mean, train them, but they're already a trained person, so I just have to like teach them the layout of my building and like when we go on calls. But I don't know, exciting. Things are moving, things are shaking, and I'm getting ready to exit the building. So with that, I'm gonna get out of here so you can get on to your next Flosstube and see what else is going on in other people's lives and worlds and stitching. And I hope you are enjoying the kickoff of summer and all the things. So please keep stitching, enjoy life, and I'm sending you so much love. Bye.